Hey guys. Hey guys, welcome to Mbogi Vibes, your one-stop channel for everything current, everything you need to know, everything that is trending, everything that is everything everyone is talking about, and all those things. So today we are discussing about the curfew. And the curfew has been going on for a very long time. And people are having this feeling that actually the president needs to just get rid of this curfew, to be honest, because it has affected very many people. Now it's a bit better, but when you used to have the 7 o'clock curfew, a lot of businesses used to suffer. So what are your feelings toward these things? Kim, tell us.
Curfew. Unajua mtu ukimention curfew imekuwa sign new normal. Unaona tu it's normal nini but wale ambao wanafeel ni wale ambao wanajua ikitolewa I'll get an extra shilling. So for me curfew ikitolewa it will be a plus, especially for those who are depending on entertainment, for those who are on clubs and for those who are on hotels. Unajua mtu anaweza dhania me I'm not benefiting from these clubs, hotels. It's a cycle. Huyo mtu wa Uber ana expect apeleke mtu kule maybe ama amchukue.
Yes.
Mtu akienda maybe kuna club pale, the shops around are going to benefit.
Of course.
Ule mtu ambaye ana transport their beverage to those places, it's a cycle and many people are going to benefit from it. So curfew, if the president anaweza tusikia like for once we need a break from this curfew. My own opinion that let's end this curfew to be back to normal and we observe the COVID-19 rules. And hizi mask tunaweza zivata tukienda kwenye mkahawa kwenye club nini. So let's end this curfew.
Yes.
My stake okay. Basically the curfew has crippled the economy, has crippled relationships, has crippled everything. Curfew one. So hizi businesses mingi zilikuwa ziko 24 hours of shutdown.
That's true.
Our economy imeenda chini, transport imeenda chini, kuna bar imeenda chini, watu wa lodgings imeenda chini. Customers pay imeenda chini. Okay, yeah. Karao sasa ndio wanajaja na history ya curfew. And then it's not really good for economy.
Actually, for me, my feeling is that it's actually only the night economy that has really suffered. But there is an effect on the rest of the economy. Is it called a trickle down effect?
Trickle down.
Yeah, the effect has been trickled down to the rest, because if all the guys who are depending on the night economy, like the bars that we have said, the Uber guys, the prostitution, the red light district, all these are these are the same people who used to make money at night and spend them during the day. So the guys who are operating day businesses have also suffered from all this, because their potential customers do not have money to purchase their wares, do not have money to seek their services, and all these other things.
The economy has shrunk.
So actually the economy has shrunk so much, but apparently surprisingly there is a big chunk of the economy which does not actually feel this curfew thing. So whatever the rest of the economy is going through and affecting, there are some people who say they don't even mind. Like we have a friend who says he's always in the house by 9 p.m. So whatever the curfew is, whatever, if there is curfew or no curfew, is still the same. But for us generally as an economy, we need a 24-hour economy, and the people really know that this curfew has really affected us. Kama unaonaje David?
It affects. Kwanza kitolewa, what do you think will happen?
ikitolea mimi nakwambia itakuwa ni kama venye tulikuwa watu hii stima imepotea alafu stima irudi. Venye mlikuwa mnapiga nduru hivyo. So me I'm actually waiting for that.
Clubs tafunguliwa.
Lazima okay, maybe I don't know, but let's just assume that the president removes everything.
The nightlife
will return back. Kwanza that first night,
it will be like New Year.
It will be like New Year celebration.
Nilikuwa CBD sasa usiku kitambo sana. So I'm here to do that. I think the first day tu inakuwa ni lazima nitaji make sure ninapatikana CBD.
Or somewhere within the
vicinity. Like mimi saa 3 mimi huko kwa nyumba ama saa 4 like nishaji train even now is the new normal. So nataka tu wakati mabadiliko yatakuwa mimi pia nione kama naweza kwa me I obey the curfew rules.
As a patriotic citizen. But as a patriotic citizen you obey them, but as a person aziko poa. Well, mimi naona actually this curfew imekuwa tukisaidia magava sana. Karao ndio wanajua mijenga kama ulijenga.
By the initially I'm telling you the cops made a lot of money. So initially you remember we used to have the curfew and then we used to have the blockade for Nairobi. Like you cannot go outside and you cannot come into Nairobi. So kulikuwa na hiyo blockade na watu walinini sana.
Kama kuna watu najua naomba iendelee. Kimoyo kwa sababu mazi they're making a kill out of it.
They might be, but maybe there are others who are not making.
The only guys who have really benefited from the curfew are the police officers, the cops.
Magava.
Wenyewe Devi unaonaje hiyo maneno?
Makarao wazi tabidi kao kujijenge hiyo time kabla upate another opportunity. Itakuwa ni for a long time, but curfew ina nini hata economy imeshrink hata economy venye ina run saizi hasa wanado. Kwanza unajua magava akitoka sasa magava wagiza wana take over.
By the that is very true. If you check, right now people don't have money because of corona. Many businesses closed, many people lost their jobs. People don't have money. So when the president just says no more curfew, and then all this nightlife comes back, the crime rate will also come back because these people also they have families. They need to take care of them. Wako na mahitaji ya kimaisha. They need to look for something small to be able to do this, and actually it's quite nini bana. You are going to experience a surge in crime.
You can't remember before the COVID restrictions were in place when you actually choose your job.
Exactly, yeah.
So all those people will look for an easy opportunity to scavenge.
Yeah.
And it will be through.
Of course,
the government will put measures. I'm certain the government must put measures, as in when they are easing the
burden,
the COVID-19 restrictions.
Yeah.
So I think the government needs to put in measures because people have a different life. People are like, this is the new normal.
Yes.
So when it changes again, there need to be a new measures because there are going to be changes even in terms of crime that you've said.
Yes.
In terms of jobs, in terms of how people are going to cope with the new environment right now. So I think the government should implement the new measures for it's after COVID-19 or maybe like post curfew.
Post
curfew.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion. And the last one, we also need to have the government should look on the youth. I feel youth don't are affected sana because youth don't have jobs.
Yes.
Sasa hii government blame imekuja alafu tena wapata curfew ikakuja affect, and mostly youth wanna depend on the entertainment mostly na hizi manual and casual jobs. So unajua wakati zinasitishwa alafu wanafutwa wote, the government need to look on the issue of youth youths wanafaa kuwe catered for, because the moment you care about the youth unawapatia employment and something to do and a source of income, hii crime rate yenye tunaona maybe post curfew maybe inaenda ku reduce kidogo. So those are some of the few things I think post curfew government should look into. Government has a say on this.
Actually, yeah, the government has, and people are generally tired. We're generally tired of restrictions. We're generally tired of all this COVID nonsense. So they are saying the vaccine is coming. There's a lot of debate going around the vaccine, and personally, I am one of the people who is saying that they're not going to get the jab unless I really need to get the jab. So I don't know, because there's conspiracy theorists have come up with so many things about the vaccine, and I think they have gotten into my head. So when I think about all these other things, we really need to enlighten people and talk to them, because now when the government lifts up the curfew, or when the president lifts up the curfew, the next thing, the night entertainment will come back. The night entertainment will come back. It comes, there is you cannot really social distance in clubs, in restaurants, in shows, and all these other things. So people actually do need the vaccine. But will the vaccine be ready? Is it even ready now? Has it reached Kenya?
UK has, I think it has immunized around 13 million. And it's still wako bado on the lockdown.
Exactly.
So it's not like itakapofika vitu vitabadilika, so things will be back to normal. I think people need to maintain those curfew regulations and ile social distance, I think, through the whole of this year.
But because Tanzania didn't have a lockdown.
Yes.
Didn't have anything to do with social distance.
Yes.
So easy, our politicians are just placing it for the common man, but then they don't observe it.
People are campaigning out there. There is no social distance in place during this.
That's the irony of it, and our own politicians are the one who are promoting this virus.
Curfew has really affected our lives, and it's a normal that we have refused to accept. We are not going to accept this normal again, Mr. President. Mr. President, life has to go on. We have tried, and I think we have reached the nexus. So please, Mr. President, we are begging you. We want you to just remove this curfew so that we continue with our lives. Sama unasemaje, Mr. Kim?
I think it's about time we need to move on. It's about time life has to be normal. Okay, they say that this is the new normal, but I guess the new normal, we want our old new normal. the new normal.
We need the new normal.
Okay, so for me, I just want to say, Mr. President, we respect you and you have the best interest at heart with us. But think about our lives, our livelihoods, our families, our entirely, like, what we're depending on. Iko kule nje yani. So some of us are depending on entertainment, some of us are depending on various things that depend on what is gonna happen after curfew.
Exactly. Yeah.
So just humble plea. We need to be free. We are on the border.
Curfew imefanya economy imeshrink. That's why unaona hii story ya Hustler na Dynasty na gain relevance. There's too much restriction on how we do business, how we run our lives. You can't even interact in a social event because umeweka restriction ya time. And also business wise, it's the whole circle, the symbiotic circle. Kuna venye vitu zime collapse economically.
Actually, economically, things have grind to a halt. You know, the entire night economy was really employing a lot of people. That we are talking about the clubs, we are talking about the restaurants, we are talking about musicians and shows. Even Sauti Sol had to cancel their performance. You remember during during the heat of the COVID, imagine how many millions they lost. Those millions could have employed a lot of people. So these are the kind of things. The night economy was also supporting the day economy. Because all this money guys were making at night, they were spending it during the day. They used to go to supermarkets, they go to mama mbogas, they do all these other things. So when all these people are rendered jobless, then they don't have money to spend. When they don't have money to spend, then of course the economy will have to shrink.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that. So President, we are really pleading with you to Nini. Actually, the only people who have benefited from this curfew are the cops and the police officers, basically. Because if you
state
guys
officials.
State officials, if you guys you can remember especially initially when we used to have restrictions on moving in and out of Nairobi, and then the curfew, the cops used to make a lot of money. At night they used to arrest you, they get something. If you want to pass the border, they get something. Now they are only eating through the curfew because the border restrictions at least were removed, and it's really crazy, man.
They've commercialized the whole aspect, because you can't tell me restrictions are only relevant when it comes to the common man, but ikikuja kwa politician, they don't observe them. They don't observe the curfew, they don't observe the social distancing, the wearing of masks. It's just like a ploy to keep us contained.
Actually I feel like we are just back to normal. It's only that we don't go past 10, but actually everything is back to normal. The politicians are back campaigning. Actually the only thing is that we just don't go out past 9 because and it's not because of even the curfew, it's because all these other businesses that were operating beyond have closed down, so there's really nowhere to go, so you just have to stay in the house.
Nini kweli, like we just need to end this thing so that we can, because hizi vitu hata unapata sometimes even the bars themselves, unapata kuna watu wako ndani, they're still enjoying their humble time there. So it's about just time, no debate about it. And we know it's not a joke. COVID-19 is there, but it's about time we follow the regulations very well and accordingly, and we need to be free and have our way back as normal.
That is that. But also the government needs to focus on this COVID vaccine, because this vaccine, if you see what these developed countries are doing, this vaccine is the one that is helping them open up all this other side of the economy. Because when the president lifts up the curfew, maybe opens up the clubs, open up, itakuwa kwanza hiyo day, najua itakuwa day ya sherehe, si ndio David?
Kama sherehe hapa mpaka Naivasha. Tuanza kwenda tena Naivasha, sio?
By the way tuanza watu wa Vasha. Oh, I just in Vasha, I saw you, my guy, you guy, my guy. Watu wa Subaru poleni sana.
I think that day itakuwa kama celebration. Like watu wamekuwa free, like nje kutakuwa na lot of parties there. Actually, I do like on 3rd or maybe on 4th or 5th. Kama New Year, it's like an ushering of something new that people want to enjoy now. But because mimi nakwambia the last time nilikuwa mimi my own thing nilikuwa na CBD.
Do you think
all the things of vicinity?
The curfew came as one of the elements of COVID restrictions to try and contain the epidemic of COVID. Do you think extent imefanyika is still with that intent, or is it to curtail the freedoms? Because now you can't comment anything against vaccinations on social media.
Exactly.
Your speech is controlled. 2, you can't your movement is controlled. You can't interact with although they remove the restriction on traveling to Shago and 3, saizi hata masaa yako iko
sort of
limited. Huwezi kuja kutembelea mtu past saa 3. So is it really serving the purpose, or there's something more beyond? It's not like I'm trying to kuchocha watu wa disregard these things.
My view is actually the initial idea of what they had in mind was okay, and they had a better interest. But ilifika mahali ikaletwa in with politics and like the initial idea was good, lakini walipoendelea mbele kuna vitu ambazo wameziingiza, and they're trying just to use that to kupeleka watu.
Actually people feel that these restrictions are more meant for the poor man rather than the rich man, because people in uptown areas are not really following these COVID protocols and all these other things. But people in the east side and the lower side of the Nini, they are feeling it because police are just there with them, collecting money from them and all these other things. But people in Karen, in Runda, they are moving out at night, and there's really nothing much we are doing about it. So it's I think the curfew restriction has reached it, and it's not serving its purpose anymore. And we need that. And then this social media thing, now the social media companies, which are owned by a few people, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Nini, all these other things, they are restricting these anti-vaxxers. People who are really against us getting these vaccines. And I feel like the social media companies are becoming a bit too powerful.
No,
they're becoming a bit too powerful than the world government itself.
It's not like they're becoming. These people are powerful.
Yeah.
Actually, our watu ndo wana control what we hear, what we say. Unaona kama mtu ambaye what we see. Ukiona mtu anakuja na post kitu against the virus, the vaccine, so unapata kuwa blocked. Unaona kama a whole president alikuwa blocked.
In fact, leader of the free world.
Trump speaks loud. It speaks loud that these people are giants. They decide, not like they request. They decide what it needs to be aired.
So, I think the restrictions, COVID restrictions, right now are not serving the intended purpose of restricting the COVID element from spreading further. They are mainly curtailing our freedoms.
Sure.
Our freedoms to survive. You can't tell someone who is sleeping hungry, we are trying to save you from COVID. He's not. He's literally
dying. And you're telling me, boss, I'm giving you, I'm saving you. Saving you from what? And someone is dying, so it doesn't really make sense at all.
Yes, I think it will be in good faith to open up the economy as at now, where we are. Otherwise, going like this for another 4 months or something, that will be too.
It will be too crazy. And we cannot finish this conversation without talking about the surge in crime rate that is going to happen.
Really high.
It's going to be really high as soon as the president releases us, basically, because right now we feel like we are jailed. Releases us from the bondage. There is another. Now we are removing cops. Now there are going to be night cops, and these night cops are going to start Mbogi ya usiku wakiwa ndani. So actually when they do that, the president really needs to talk to the IG and find ways on how they can actually curtail this crime rate as they are opening up slowly.
As I was talking, we need to have post-COVID recovery. And what wakaichi, the government needs to sit down and look how we're gonna move into the post-COVID, not post-COVID, post-curfew. So that unajua kuna vitu vingi vitabadilika. This is the new normal tumekuwa nayo. So that means there are gonna be changes, like watu wamezoea tofauti. So unajua mtu maybe alikuwa amezoea kuweka kitu chake nje na zilikuwa vizuri because anajua watu wamelala. Sasa hiyo akiacha kimeenda. So the government needs to look into that and make recommended measures.
Then from there we will see what to do.
And closing this discussion, wacha tuambie huyu jamaa, Honorable President, remove this curfew and be sensitive to the pleas of the masses.
Exactly.
Yes. Very, very, very true.
So
it's been real.
It's been real. It's been real. It's been Boggy Vibes. Man, always keep it here. Like, share, subscribe. We are always going to be coming up with the new content every week. So guys, see you later.
My name is Kim Danny.
I'm KB.
It's your boy D.
And we are
out. Peace out.